Whaling and butchering in Japan is a controversial practice but continues in certain circumstances. Regulated by national and international laws. Here is a detailed description of the process of hunting and butchering whales in factories in Japan. Hunting techniques. Japanese whaling ships often use explosive-tipped harpoons to attack whales. These harpoons explode when they penetrate the whale's body to ensure a quick death. Whaling ships are equipped with positioning technology to detect and track whale pods. Hunting areas. Japan hunts whales both in the northern waters of Japan and during Antarctic expeditions. Regulations. Japan withdrew from the International Whaling Commission (IWC) in 2019 to resume commercial whaling. But with limits on the number of individuals caught. Transferring whales to the factory. After being caught, whales are towed to the port and taken to specialized processing plants. Here, the fish will be pulled ashore by crane. Whale butchering. The butchering process begins with separating the thick layer of fat surrounding the whale, followed by the muscles and other parts. Fat separation. The fat layer can be up to tens of centimeters thick. Separated into large pieces. This layer of fat is processed into oil or used for other purposes. Meat cutting. The muscles are cut into large blocks for food processing. Whale meat in Japan is considered a traditional dish and can be used to make sushi, sashimi, or processed into other dishes. Processing the remaining parts. Other parts of the whale such as bones and organs are also used to produce fish oil. Animal feed or other byproducts. Whale meat. After being butchered, the meat will be packaged and distributed to the market. Whale meat is highly nutritious and can be found in restaurants or supermarkets in some parts of Japan. Whale oil. The oil from whale blubber also has many uses, from food processing to cosmetics production. Although whaling is controversial, Japan protects this practice based on tradition and economic needs. Next. About the whale cutting in Japanese factories. The process is detailed and complex to ensure maximum utilization of the whale's body parts. Here are the next steps in the cutting process. Skinning. The whale's skin, although not as valuable as meat or blubber, is still processed. After skinning, the skin can be used in byproducts or in some cases as food. Whale bone processing. Whale bones are very large and heavy. They are cut into smaller pieces using specialized saws. The bones can then be ground into bone meal for a variety of uses, including fertilizer or as an ingredient in some industrial products. Muscle butchering. The muscle portion of the whale is where the largest amount of meat is found and is of the highest value. These pieces are cut into large pieces and then broken down into smaller pieces for ease of processing and consumption. The whale meat can be frozen or immediately transferred to the food processing process. Meat grading. Whale meat is graded based on its quality and location on the body. Meat from different parts will have different qualities and uses. For example, meat from the back of the whale can be used for high-end dishes such as sashimi or sushi, while meat from the belly is often cooked or processed into more popular dishes. Offal. Whale offal, including the heart, liver, lungs, and stomach, is also processed. The heart and liver are sometimes consumed as part of a traditional dish. Whale liver has high nutritional value but needs to be handled properly as it may contain toxic substances. Stomach and intestines. Whale stomachs and intestines are sometimes used to make animal food. or in some cases, they can be used in industry or medicine. Freezing. After butchering, a large portion of whale meat is frozen for transport to other areas or export. This freezing process ensures that the whale meat retains its freshness and quality until it is consumed. Packaging. Whale meat and products are packaged for export or domestic distribution. Some factories will label the whale meat with details of the origin and type of whale that has been processed. 6. Inspection and monitoring procedures. Hygiene inspection. In whale processing factories, hygiene is an important factor. Strict hygiene standards are followed to ensure that the final product meets food safety requirements. Process monitoring. Whaling factories in Japan are often required to comply with government regulations regarding conservation and the scale of hunting. Every process from hunting to processing is monitored to avoid violations of regulations. Whale oil. In addition to meat, one of the important byproducts is whale oil. Extracted from the blubber, this oil can be used for many purposes. From making candles, soaps, to lubricants. Other products, some inedible parts of whales can be used as fertilizer or in the pharmaceutical industry. The process of butchering whales is not simply about food processing, but also about making the most of every part of the whale to minimize waste and maximize the value of each whale hunted. Japan considers the use of the entire whale body as part of its tradition and to avoid waste. Whale products are not only used for the food industry but also in many other fields. Whale oil production. The thick layer of whale blubber contains a lot of oil, which is processed into whale oil. In the past, whale oil was used as fuel for lamps and candles. Today, it is used in the cosmetics industry, soap production, and in some pharmaceutical products. Whale blubber food production. Some parts of whale blubber are processed into food. In Japan, whale blubber can be seasoned and cooked, and is often considered a dish with high nutritional value. Processing of cartilage and connective tissue. Whale's cartilage and connective tissue are processed for use in functional products and dietary supplements. Whale cartilage contains collagen, which is used in skincare and cosmetic products. Offal. Whale liver. Whale liver is one of the most nutritious parts and is used to produce whale liver oil. A rich source of vitamins A and D. Whale liver oil can be used in the pharmaceutical industry, but careful processing is necessary to remove potential toxins. Whale intestines. Whale intestines, or though not commonly used in food, can be used in the production of some functional foods. Fresh meat. Most whale meat after being cut is immediately packaged and sent to further processing or exported. Some of the meat is chopped and processed into dishes such as whale sashimi, a traditional dish in Japan. Frozen meat. Many portions of the meat will be frozen for preservation and distribution to remote areas. Frozen whale meat can maintain its freshness and quality for a long time, serving both domestic and international needs. Processed foods. Whale meat can be processed into a variety of foods, including salted whale. Part of the whale meat is salted or fermented, creating products with a rich and distinctive flavor. Whale sausage. In some cases, whale meat is processed into sausages or other ready-to-eat products, making full use of the meat. Domestic market. In Japan, whale meat is still widely consumed in some areas, especially in traditional restaurants and supermarkets. Some popular whale dishes include whale sashimi, whale steak, and grilled whale meat. Exports. Japan occasionally exports whale meat and related products to other countries with a tradition of consuming whales. Although the bottom trawling is a method of fishing by dragging a net along the seabed. This is one of the effective fishing methods for catching fish and creatures that live close to or on the seabed, such as shrimp, cod, flounder, smelt and crustaceans. Basic process of bottom trawling. Preparing the net, the bottom trawl has a special design with a wide mouth and a heavier bottom, helping the net touch the seabed when dragged. The net is often attached to weights. Weights, or wheels to help it stay close to the bottom. Drop the net into the sea, the bottom trawl is dropped from the ship and dragged close to the seabed. The mouth of the net will expand due to the pulling force from the ship and the net bracing equipment. The bottom of the net will contact the ground, collecting fish and creatures on the seabed. Drag the net, the ship drags the net at a steady speed through the seabed area with a lot of fish. The depth of the trawl will depend on the depth of the sea and the type of creatures the fishermen want to catch. Retrieving the net, after pulling for a certain amount of time or distance. The net is pulled onto the ship. The fish and creatures in the net will be collected and sorted on the ship. Sorting and preserving, the caught creatures will be sorted right on the ship. Preserved by refrigeration or freezing to ensure quality. Highly effective in harvesting large amounts of fish and seafood. Suitable for areas with abundant seafood resources close to the seabed. Disadvantages. Can damage seabed ecosystems such as coral reefs, seagrass beds, and benthic species. Causes the risk of non-selective fishing, leading to the bycatch of unwanted or endangered species. Protect the marine environment. Some countries have limited or banned this method in sensitive areas. The net is pulled by a single vessel, with the mouth of the net opened by means of side braces. This type of net is often used to catch bottom fish and seafood such as shrimp and cod. Pair trawling. This method uses two boats to pull a net together. The two boats hold the net taut and stable as it is pulled across the seabed. The advantage of this method is that it reduces drag from the water, and the net can open wider, helping to catch more fish. Roller trawl. The net has wheels or rollers at the bottom to roll over obstacles on the seabed such as rocks or hard bottom. Suitable for rough, difficult to access seabed areas. Support equipment in bottom trawling. Otter boards. These are rectangular wooden or metal plates, attached to both sides of the net mouth. They help the net mouth to open wider when pulled underwater, increasing the contact area of the net with the seabed. Tickler chains. A chain of weights attached to the bottom of a trawl net that creates thrust, forcing fish and animals on the seabed to jump off the bottom and into the net. Sensors, sonar and monitoring equipment. Many modern fishing vessels use sonar equipment to monitor trawling. This equipment provides information on depth, fish density, and the position of the net relative to the seabed, helping to optimize the catch. Common fish and organisms caught by bottom trawling. Shrimp, one of the main target species for bottom trawling, especially in shallow or muddy waters. Cod, a common fish caught in the North Atlantic and North Sea. Halibut, a large, cold water bottom fish, especially in Norway, Alaska, and other deep sea areas. Crustaceans. Nations, like crabs and other invertebrates, are often collected by bottom trawling. Environmental management and protection, because bottom trawling can have a negative impact on the marine environment. Many countries have strict regulations on the use of this method. Restrictions on fishing areas. Many marine reserves and coral reefs have been designated as no trawling areas to protect the ecosystem. Time and season controls. Some areas only allow bottom trawling at certain times of the year. To protect fish spawning. Vessel size limits. Some areas have policies to limit the number of bottom trawling vessels to control fishing intensity. In general, bottom trawling is an important method in the fishing industry, but it requires careful management to protect marine resources in the long term. As bottom trawling can have a significant impact on the environment, improvements have been made to minimize the damage. Large mesh nets allow small or juvenile fish to escape, reducing the bycatch of unwanted species, thus protecting future fisheries. Non-target catch nets. These nets are attached to the top of the trawl to allow unwanted species, fish, turtles, other marine animals, to escape without becoming entangled in the net. Monitoring and reporting systems. Modern fishing vessels are often equipped with monitoring systems to ensure that fishing activities are carried out in accordance with regulations. Some systems automatically report when the vessel enters a restricted area or when the trawl is close to the bottom, allowing for strict control of the fishing process. Strengthening fishing zone management. Governments and environmental organizations are pushing for fishing zone regulations that only allow bottom trawling in less ecologically sensitive areas. Areas such as coral reefs, seagrass meadows, and areas with rare marine animals are often prohibited from bottom trawling. This type of net is not dragged directly to the bottom but is pulled at a certain height above the seabed. Helping to minimize the impact on the bottom but still harvesting fish and seafood near the bottom. Reducing the intensity and frequency of trawling. Applying measures to limit the number of times and the duration of trawling in a day to reduce the impact on the seabed. In addition, reducing the speed of trawling also helps to limit the level of destruction of the seabed ecosystem. Major bottom trawling areas in the world. North Sea. This area is where bottom trawling is common, especially for cod, flounder and shrimp. Many strict regulations have been applied to protect the marine ecosystem. North Atlantic, especially the area off Canada and Greenland, where there are abundant groundfish species such as cod and flounder. Bering Sea, one of the world's largest fisheries for bottom-dwelling species such as shrimp. Crab, and groundfish. However, bottom trawling here is also strictly controlled due to its impact on the marine ecosystem. The deep seas of New Zealand and Australia. Trawling is a common practice for deep-sea fishing vessels, but this practice has been restricted in many areas to protect deep-sea coral reefs and marine flora and fauna. The future of bottom trawling, with declining marine resources and increasingly threatened marine environments. Bottom trawling needs to be adapted to be more sustainable. Some possible directions for development include development of environmentally friendly trawling technology. New trawl designs are being studied to minimize damage to the seabed and remove unwanted organisms. Adopt advanced monitoring technologies, using advanced radar and sensor systems to monitor net operations and minimize unwanted impacts. Strengthen international cooperation. Protecting marine resources requires the cooperation of many countries, especially in areas with international fishing activities such as the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans.
Все, выборка прошла успешно. Рекорд.
Bottom trawling can continue to develop, but must be coupled with environmental protection measures to ensure the sustainability of the future of fisheries and marine ecosystems.